From the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center here in Music City, USA. Welcome into WSM Radio and Circle Country. Coffee, country, Cody. All right, let's see. Coffee, yeah, I've had 2 cups. Eryn is not a coffee drinker, but Celsius. I can't explain it.
It doesn't help the alliteration, but it is still a C.
It is still a C,
okay?
yes. Yeah. Country, yeah, we got a lot of that. No Cody, and no Kelly. No alliterations today for them. Billy Boy on vacation for the week, and Kelly is making her way to Frisco, Texas for the ACM Awards. So it is the onlys taking over the studio this morning. Only child, Charlie Mattos. Only child, Eryn Cooper.
Oh, no.
Annie Nye is our studio director, and Jeff Roberts celebrating his 3rd Mother's Day with Lauren, and little Tom this weekend is in master control at the Grand Ole Opry House. And we got a fun show for you this morning, though. In just a little bit, we're going to rewind to the Opry stage, and great performance from Del McCurry with some help from the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. If you've ever been to New Orleans and seen these guys, they are legendary. And then we're going to tell you about a great event now, I think in its 4th or 5th year, that you have become a part of, that just does some wonderful work for our community and provides a great night of entertainment.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love working with my friend Keith Griner and Ava Sapelsa, who started Spreading Hope with Keith Griner, a benefit concert series that we do here in Nashville quarterly that raises money for those experiencing homelessness and those that are unhoused here in Nashville. That's an awesome show. We have somebody on the lineup, Miss Lindsay James. She's going to come in, talk about and play for us. And if you want to come see the show, we'll tell you how, and if you can't make it, we'll tell you how else you can help if you'd like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're so excited.
I got a feeling you can watch from wherever you are.
Yeah, that too.
It's a pretty good deal.
And speaking of Mother's Day,
yep,
several people took the opportunity, I think this is so beautiful, to announce that they're having babies yesterday. We'll tell you which country star is expecting another kiddo. Also, some friends, Tiger Lily Gold, are releasing their debut album. We have some details on that, as well as some more on Lainey Wilson's next album. And who surprised Lily Rose at the Opry for her debut on Saturday night. That's all coming up, too.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
It sure is. It's a Monday morning in America's Music City. Welcome into Circle Country and WSM Radio. I'm Charlie Mattos with Eryn Cooper, Billy Boy, and Kelly Sutton. Off this week. Kelly's heading to the ACM Awards, and Billy Boy is just taking vacation. You've been here 30 years, you earn a lot of vacation time. That's how it is.
I know. It's hard when you have to force somebody to take off time before it accumulates too much. What a life.
Would not happen to me. I can easily take off time if necessary. So, but we're going to tell you about one of the great events in this town. It's now in its 4th year, Spreading Hope, and Keith Griner, Lindsay James are with us this morning. And I tell you what, this is just one of those feel-good events that when you go to it, it's a great night of music, and you know in your heart you're doing some really good work for our community here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. We love what we do. Really lucky to have a lot of great people involved, and the artists that come back year after year, like Lindsay here. You said it's your third year. Yeah. So, incredible people. Eryn herself that's, been involved since the beginning, and just trying to continue to support Hope on the Row, which does such great work in the community.
Yep.
So,
for those aren't familiar, what do they do?
Yeah. Hope on the Row, they do a lot. They feed and clothe the unhoused community. They go out every Sunday right behind the mission and do that, where they set up, they feed the people, they have clothes laid out, they have personal essentials so people can get toothbrushes and toothpaste and all of those type of things. And then with the relationships that they have with those people, they do other things, like if someone has a job interview, they may get them some clothes or some shoes. I know in the past when we've had bad weather, they've put families up in a hotel for a night or two. So really, it's just they go above and beyond to try to help people. And so, looking at what they do and the effort that they put into making a difference in the community, it's really easy for me to want to support people doing those type of things.
Yeah, and the cool part is you have to, once you recognize someone as a person, it changes the whole ballgame. It's not they're not a statistic. They're not just the guy you see with the sign. I lived downtown for 20 years and I got to know people by name, and it just changes everything. So, and obviously this is a very personal cause for you.
Yeah, it is. And when I've been out with Hope on the Row, I've taken the time just to sit down and talk to some of the people, kind of like what you were just mentioning, and ask them how they got into that position, because it's a place that I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
being someone that has been homeless and lived on the streets and struggled with drugs and alcohol, which is the reason that I was in that position. And, I know that it's also a factor of why so many other people are in that position. But, the reason that I call these shows Spreading Hope is because that's what people in that position are missing, is hope. And to be able to, I hope that they can relate to that. Because that's what a lot of people need, is understanding that this person, that myself that they're talking to, has been exactly where they are, struggling with the same things that they have struggled with. And I was able to get out of that situation and, to get sober and then to slowly start building my life back up.
You're kind of their light at the end of the tunnel, right? In a way, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And there's so many incredible things about Keith. I'm so lucky to have been friends with you for going on 4 or 5 years now. Holy cow. And we have a really cool story of how we met, which we can tell a little later. But I want to get into Lindsay and her involvement too. Keith puts his heart and soul into every single one of these shows and does a unique lineup that you curate. I chime in when I can, and puts together just the top tier talent. And anyone who stumbles into these shows, we do them at Live Oak, like this one is tomorrow night. We do them at 3rd and Lindsley. Sometimes we get people that are coming to Nashville for the first time. And the fact that they come into a very grassroots spirit of Nashville show, where not only are you having raw talent with original music, you're helping people while you're having a drink, and then you have people like Lindsay that are just wonderful ambassadors of the songwriter and performer community, who are sharing stories of your own life and experience, just like how we learn the stories of the folks that we're helping. So, Lindsay, with 3 years now under your belt, how has Hope on the Row and playing these shows sort of shaped your perspective as an artist here?
Well, it was cool meeting Keith, because prior to meeting Keith, Ava Sepulsa, who's put together Hope on the Row, is a songwriter friend of mine, and we've written songs together. And she was already telling me about Hope on the Row, and then when he came to me and said, hey, I'm putting on this event with songwriters, and just to raise awareness to the unhoused community in Nashville, because I've known about the unhoused community since I've moved here. I've been very much a part of that, helping feed the homeless and getting kids lunches and different things like that. But I was like, absolutely, these are those things that I think are so vitally important in our community. And I think they get sometimes, we all have busy lives, and we forget that there's, humans with hearts out on the streets that really need hope. They need just feeling like people care and that they matter, whether that's through, like he said, giving them a clean shower, giving them a place to stay, giving them some food. And actually, I adopted a cat 2 years ago from one of the unhoused women who had a cat that got pregnant. So my little girl Lucy, Ava called me. She's like, we have some cats. I'm like, I'll take one. So
the cat distribution system.
I know.
At work.
I didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl. I was hoping it was a girl, and it ended up being a girl. She's a little Siamese. She's adorable. But she's been such a blessing in our life. But yeah, it's been. I've always really enjoyed just being a part of it, and Keith really does put on a great show. The live experience that he does is really cool. Like, my parents have tuned in every year from Houston, and they've watched the live experience, and it's pro, and it's really cool to have all of that surrounding this cause. And yeah, I think the more people are aware, the more they can show up in different ways on Sundays, or they can come out to a event like tomorrow night, which is going to be great, and hear really great music.
And it's artists like you that are donating your time. You're doing this entirely for free. Everybody does this for free. Yeah. And the show itself tomorrow night at Live Oak is free. You just walk in, have a happy hour drink, and donate a couple bucks if you'd like.
And if you're not in Nashville, you can tune in and watch the show live on volume.com/spreading hope. And yeah, the whole night will be live streamed, and you can still tune in, watch the show, enjoy the music, and
Make your own drink.
Yeah. BYOB.
But you can donate on the website as well. There's ways to
we
ways
talk
to be
about
a part of it.
we talk about the ways to support Hope on the Row if you're watching at home as well. And so this isn't just a Nashville. People don't have to be in Nashville to be involved and to help others, and and I hope that by watching and listening to some of our segments with Ava, sometimes with the volunteers and myself, that it really, people can see how personal this is to everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
Give a shout out to your folks this morning. They're listening down in
My
the
dad,
Houston
Lindsay
area.
James, he's
Yeah.
listening.
All right. Nice morning down in the Galveston area, kind of ish.
Yeah, League City. I think they're actually getting some rain today, but I don't know. It's always humid. That's all I know. It's always humid.
Yeah. So our humidity is nothing for you, right? I got this down. So, by the way, I love that the fact if we took Sheryl Crow and Lauryn Hill and Shania Twain and Stevie Wonder and put them in a hat and shook them all together, we get you.
You get Lindsay James.
That's a great that's a great combination right there.
Thank you so
It's a
much.
Monday morning, 8:30 here in America's Music City. Welcome into WSM Radio, streaming on Circle Country. There's lots of ways to find us, but that may be the most easy. Just go to circlecountry.com and watch, and you can link to all the other places as well. We are spreading hope on Coffee, Country, and Cody this morning. The host of this wonderful series, now in its 4th year, is Keith Griner. Our Eryn Cooper is a big part of this as well. Yay! And among a really great lineup of entertainers tonight is Lindsay James, who's going to play for us in just a little bit. You saw her new single and video behind. But Jordan Fletcher's there tonight. Mitch Rossell, who I first saw opening for Garth Brooks.
Yep.
That's pretty good pedigree right there. He'll be there tonight as well. Ryan Griffin and so many more. And Keith, tell folks again how they can be a part of this, both in person and anywhere they might be watching this morning on Circle.
Yeah, we'd love to have anybody here visiting Nashville or who lives in Nashville to come out tomorrow night at Live Oak. The music starts at 7 and we'll go till about 11. I know that's pretty late for Eryn, but the rest of us...
Gotta rally.
I got news for you. 7 is late for us.
It is. No, it really is.
11's like off the charts. 11, we're off the next day. So, but it is our buddy Darius Rucker's birthday today, by the way. And I throw that out not only because he is a Grand Ole Opry star and we love him at WSM, but he's somebody you know really well in your other profession.
I do, yeah. Happy birthday, D. I know he's over there in Europe touring over there, and of course coming back and getting prepared for a big Hootie and the Blowfish tour this summer.
When did photography and videography become part of your life? Because that's a huge part of you and Darius' relationship.
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
It is. I started working with D in 2018-ish, so it's been a few years, and gotten to work with both of his bands and going out and doing photography and videography on the road with them. And we worked a bunch even during COVID. We were doing live streams for everybody out there from Darius's house. So that was a way that we still brought music to a lot of people during that time. But I started working with D in 2018. 2013 was when I started my career as a photographer and videographer. So that this is a later in life kind of thing for me. And sometimes when you go through, or when big changes happen in your life, you find new ways to kind of reinvent yourself and persevere through life's. What life throws at you, and that was photography for me.
Yeah.
And your photography has such a distinctive style that I immediately gravitated towards when we became friends. It's so bright and vibrant, almost neon. I think we have some pictures from previous events, like from the crowd, and it's just so stunning. Look at that if you're watching on Circle Country. I just love your photography.
So you're multitasking.
Yes.
am.
He's hosting. He's
You
photographing.
know, I'm hosting the show. I'm producing the video with my production company, Fierce Productions, and then I managed to take a few photos while I'm there at each Spreading Hope. So I wear a few hats. Yeah.
I'm curious. So when you're on set with someone, making them comfortable is a huge factor, I would think, to get good results. But who's anybody made you nervous? Anybody you've been so excited to work with that you were actually kind of feeling it behind the lens?
That is a really good question. Yeah, there has been. More recently, not as much as it used to, but I did have an occurrence last year where I walked into a band's green room that I work with. We were at a music festival, and the lead singer of another band was in there talking with that particular band, and that other band is one of my, if not my favorite band out there. So it was the lead singer of Fish.
Oh, yeah.
And he was in there meeting with the Humphreys McGee guys. And at that exact moment, a knot formed in my stomach that I thought I was going to have surgically removed. And that wasn't a feeling that I had had in a very long time.
It's the losing ability to speak portion of your body almost, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I usually just will walk up and start talking to any artist or anybody that I cross paths with, and you were 100% correct. I could not say a word that time.
Oh, I hope our buddy Ernest has heard your version of that.
Yeah, he has.
I think he would love it. He was in studio once, and I remember asking him, I said, "Hey, how did you know when that song was starting to take off?" And he goes, "Oh, I'll never forget. We're at Madison Square Garden with Morgan Wallen, and all I do is I sing 'It's a Beautiful Day,' and then 20,000 people are singing the rest back." And he goes, "We may be onto something with this one." So,
it's a great song.
and there's a great video on your Instagram of you performing that too, if folks want to watch. But that's not all the interesting things on your Instagram in the last few days or so. I understand there's congratulations in order.
Yes. My husband and I are expecting a baby boy in August.
Yay!
yeah.
Your
very
official
excited.
first Mother's Day yesterday.
Yes,
Aw.
it is. So we're very, very excited. It's such a gift.
Have you gotten to the point where you can tell that singing is a little different than it used to be?
Breathing is different.
Breathe.
So I've
Okay.
had to just change up my breathing.
Wow, that's in a breathing. You
and I
kind of do
just-
a lot of that, though.
I just came off of a 26-show tour like a week ago.
Wow.
And they didn't know till the very end, which is kind of funny, just because I was just like, I don't want anyone treating me differently. I just want to like ride the wave of the tour, and I felt great the whole time. And I just got in a routine of like working out in the morning, going to sound check, taking a little nap, and then I'd go on at 8:45 every night, opening up for an artist named Maoli, who is a reggae country artist out of Hawaii. Very famous reggae country artist. And I did the USA stint part of his tour, so we were all over.
Oh, wow.
And Ricky got to go with me, and we just had a blast. We had amazing memories made just while my son being in my womb.
Oh,
it was really cool.
I thought you have to work the Hawaiian portion of that tour a little bit later on, make a family trip out of it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, Lindsay will be at Live Oak tomorrow night, Spreading Hope, 7 to 11 tomorrow night. And again, you can watch, if you're not in the Nashville area, at volume.com. And Keith, one more time, it all benefits the great folks at Hope on the Row.
Yeah. We love what they're doing here in Nashville. And Ava Sapelsa leads the charge there at Hope on the Row, and she's an amazing person. And a lot of the people that donate their time to go out every Sunday are songwriters, artists, or just people in the music industry. And so that's a big part of Hope on the Row as well.
And if anybody wants to volunteer, it's super easy. It's every Sunday from 2 to 3 over near the Rescue Mission here in Nashville, near Music Row. And there's a form on their Instagram. If you go to Hope on the Row on Instagram, you can fill out a little volunteer form, and they post when they're looking for volunteers on their story. I go every once in a while whenever I can. It's such a great cause. So many ways you can help.
Yeah, and of all the things, I mean, there are lots of things people need, but socks are like the number one on the list always, right?
Yeah, yeah, socks are big, and I I know that Ava's had some sponsorship from some sock companies recently. I think in the last year. Is it Bombas?
Oh, yeah.
That for every pair of socks purchased, they donate a pair of socks.
I love that. Yeah.
And
Those are good socks, by the way. I will say that. Yes, the Bombas are good socks. Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely. You could tell. So thank you for coming to see us this morning.
Yeah, we're
Thank you all for having us.
just super appreciative to having us on, and really looking forward to tomorrow night and see what happens. Last time Zach Brown showed up, played a couple of songs for us, so you never know. It's Nashville.
All right.
You never know who's going to show up.
Try not to keep her out too late. I need her somewhat functioning in the morning, okay? Somewhat. You know, so.
Somewhat.
10:30 maybe. All right. It's Coffee Country and Show. Charlie Mattos, Eryn Cooper, the onlys holding down the fort.
Oh, boy.
One of our other onlys is on her way to the ACM Awards,
That
where she is
is.
nationally nominated for Personality of the Year. That is Kelly Sutton. And Billy Boy taking a week off, which he hasn't done like a whole week in a while.
He deserves it.
So he 30 years.
I don't know how
so,
he does it.
yeah.
He has more energy than I do. That's hard to do sometimes.
But no, so we've had that obviously just rewind to the Opry. Friday night I worked, and terrific young singer-songwriter out of Georgia, Peyton Porter, made her Grand Ole Opry debut.
Yes.
And on Saturday, Lily Rose made her Grand Ole Opry debut and had a
yes.
very special introduction.
She did.
Yeah.
So Lily knew about this in advance. It's a huge deal when a current Opry star makes a special effort to intro someone for their Opry debut. That's exactly what Lily Rose's friend Kelsey Ballerini did. She came out on stage to intro Lily before she took the stage. The crowd had no idea. Everybody went wild. Kelsey had just wonderful things to say about Lily Rose. Lily Rose told us here in studio that, just years prior, she had been working at Under Armour here in the Opry Mills Mall complex, and would not step foot in the Opry House until she was going to make her debut. She did it. Kelsey did the honors. Let's take a listen to what Kelsey had to say about her friend.
And I want to say that over the last 4 years, this woman has been nonstop touring, working, promoting, doing it right, being kind, remembering names, being present, doing it right. It's important.
It is important. And that's so evident with Lily Rose. She came in here. I'd never met her before. She was so engaged and excited, and she's just a happy person. Very excited for her, and it was a really special night.
Yeah, it can be very emotional, and it hits artists.
Oh, she was sobbing.
It hits them in different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it through the first song, and then the wave hits them. Sometimes they see a family member out in the crowd, and it's that there's something magical in that circle. So, but good for her, and good for Kelsey to come and be a part of that. Peyton, who debuted on Friday, got her invite from Ashley McBride, another one of our favorite Grand Ole Opry stars.
Oh,
So,
yes, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I love when it comes full circle.
All right. Well, I think Mother's Day is something we need to actively celebrate every day. Obviously, so many people celebrated yesterday. My family was in town. You guys had a nice day with Renee for Mother's Day. And someone who made a very special announcement, Brantley Gilbert and his wife, Amber, are expecting another baby. And I love this story because they've been very open about their struggles with infertility. And then in 2017, they had their first son, Barrett. They had another baby girl in 2019, Braylon Hendricks Gilbert. What a cool name, right?
Ooh, I love the Hendricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
This will be their third baby together. No word yet on if the baby is a boy or a girl, but if you're watching on Circle Country, they announced in such a cute way on the beach. And of course, some of our friends left lovely comments on the announcement. Michael Ray with the congrats, bro. George Burge with dude, come on. And our spider monkey, Bailey Zimmerman, with dude, let's go, with 5 O's and a fire emoji, which is how I think he reacts to anything that happens. And I love that for Bailey.
So, for the record, a 2 dude, 1 bro post.
Yes.
Okay.
2 dude,
All
1
right.
bro. Yes. All right. And Dolly Parton is always up to something. I don't think we were talking about how Bill never sleeps and he's on vacation. Dolly Parton never takes a vacation.
She is the multiest of all the multitaskers.
Oh my gosh, that needs to be her next merch line. Write that down, Charlie.
Thank
Get some
you.
commission.
Yeah, give me 1%.
Fair enough. Well, Blessing Offor, who was a Grammy-nominated performer, singer-songwriter, who also has played the Opry, he put out a song with Dolly Parton called Somebody's Child, perfect for Mother's Day weekend. It was written by Blessing Offor, Josh Ronan, and Joy Williams. And Blessing says... I think it was Josh who said he thought Dolly Parton would love the song and asked if he could send it to her. Blessing was like, of course you can send it to her. Dolly hopped right on, and I was sharing this with you a little bit earlier. Blessing is originally from Nigeria. That's where his family's from. And his family knows 3 American stars that are Lionel Richie,
1,
Michael Jackson,
2,
and Dolly Parton.
Well,
So now he's on a song with her.
That's a decent Mount Rushmore of musical talent if you got to pick only 3.
Who would be the 4th for Mount
Well,
Rushmore?
I mean, I would have to say Elvis, right? I mean, just selfishly.
Okay. I can roll with that.
Tuesday, June the 4th, 2-show night, 7 and 9:30. Carrie Underwood is back on the Opry stage. Opry.com for tickets. Wednesday of that week, 2-show night, 7 o'clock, 9:30, June the 5th. Jelly Roll and Cody Johnson on the Opry stage. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. And 90s, we're going to celebrate the 90s on that Friday of CMA Music Fest week.
We have to celebrate the 90s.
Terry,
it's when Annie Nye and I were born.
Yeah, but I remember them. Sadly, I also remember the 80s and the 70s.
Oh, I
too.
wish.
So,
I wish I did.
I think I'm older than you two combined.
27 times 2 is what?
Oh Lord, yeah, I'm older than this. I didn't actually need you to do the math for me. I'm aware that I am.
Oh, CMA Fest is coming up so soon. What? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I am not. You have to physically prepare.
Yeah. And there are
CMA
still some
Fest.
tickets, by the way. The stadium shows are not completely sold out. If you don't mind sitting up in the 300 level, there are still some tickets left if you want to experience that. And you guys might be down in the photo pit experiencing doing the fun socials.
Annie and I
during
tag
CMA.
team and getting all the content for you folks who won't be able to make it. We'll make sure you get all the behind the scenes action.
Well, you're talking about one of our favorites at the Grand Ole Opry,
Yes,
our friends from North Dakota.
Yes, the most random of all locations. I haven't been to North or South Dakota yet, so I will determine if they're real places. Hopefully in a couple years, I'll make a journey.
I've been to 44 states, but I'm missing both North and South Dakota. Also Alaska, Idaho, Wyoming, and Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Not been to Minnesota.
Minnesota's also a random state.
But it's got pro sports.
Yeah.
So that usually means I've been there for something.
That's
but
Well, our friends Tiger Lily Gold,
Yes.
I can't believe it's their debut album, but they're getting ready to put out their debut album. They've been working and grinding for so long. You would have thought they would have had theirs already. They will release their album Blonde, very appropriately named. The sisters are very, very blonde. On July 26th, it will have 10 tracks, and it will feature singles Shoo Tequila, which we play all the time. I Try to Ring On, and Leroy, which is their most recent single that dropped on Friday. Blonde is all about being undeniably and unapologetically yourself, the sisters say. We want everyone to feel confident and vulnerable enough at the same time to say what they need to say. And I always say it takes a lot of bravery to be vulnerable and a lot of confidence too. So that's really exciting for them. They also say, I hope listeners feel like they could hang out with us on a Friday night and have a heart-to-heart on a Sunday morning. I can tell you, I've known these girls since I moved to town. They are the perfect friends to do that with.
yeah, they at the Opry experience with them is also like Chapel Hart, where you may not be that aware of them when you first see them, and you fall in love with them after 2 or 3 songs. They have that same kind of chemistry and connection with the crowd. I'm big fans of theirs.
Yes, and they will be in the arms of Kelly Sutton here very soon in Texas for the ACMs. They are nominated for New Duo or Group of the Year, and the ACMs are on the 16th. It's coming
Which
up.
is Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
I always wonder why they pick such random nights for award shows. Why are they never on Friday nights? They're always like Sundays and Thursdays.
I think somewhere some research said more people watch that night. I'm going to take a wild guess.
I guess people make other plans to go other places and aren't glued in front of their TV like you would be on
like a Friday
weekday.
night would be a bad night for an award show.
Yeah.
I think, because no one would see it.
Yeah. Well, I would. I love award shows, but whatever.
You would tape it. You'd set the DVR for it or stream it later, though, right? On demand, right?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, more new music is coming our way. The War and Treaty, Michael and Tanya Trotter. We love them. They make you giggle, and they are oh so talented. They dropped a new track called Leads Me Home. A lot of love went into creating this song, and we're so grateful to be able to finally share it with each other and with the world, the duo says. And last month, they performed at the White House. Did you know that? That's so cool.
I don't think I knew that they were at the White House.
The Wounded Warrior Project, Soldier Ride.
Oh,
so,
that's great.
Tying it all together here. They also went to the Library of Congress, the Veterans History Project. Of course, Michael is an Army veteran, so this is very appropriate. So I love that they've been doing some stuff up in my neck of the woods.
All right, 1 down, 4 to go. The Onlys taking over WSM with Billy Boy on vacation and Kelly Sutton in Frisco, Texas for the ACM Awards.
Woohoo!
It's the Charlie and Eryn Show. Annie Knife, fantastic job over
She's
there.
hiding
as our
by the
studio
camera.
Director. Tomorrow morning, more opportunities to win tickets to the Mavericks, the Moon and the Stars Tour, Ryman Auditorium, Friday, December 6th. And in studio, brand new music, singer-songwriter Troy Cartwright.
Woohoo!
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
W.